Hi guys, and welcome to another guide video. In this one, I'm going to show you how Vertex Alpha works in Blender and how it translates into Final Fantasy XIV. Sorry if you hear cat noises during the video, it's just my cat, usual zoomies and whatnot. But yeah, let's get right into it. In this one, I want to show you how the Vertex Alpha works on these leg warmers that I have been reworking. Originally, they're my mod Honey. There's still a lot that I'm working on it. I'm going to change the fur texture later and yeah, make a fur variant and longer version, but that is neither here nor there. We're here to focus on the Vertex Alpha. So this one right now does not have the Vertex Alpha. You can see each of the layers for my mod here. There's like 3 different fur layers, 1, 2, and 3. They all show up just fine. There's no alpha there, neither on the pom-poms. There's also 3 layers on that. So I'm going to show you how to give them the gradual transparency with the Vertex Alpha that makes it look more fuzzier and softer. A look that some might enjoy. So, first things first, you either have the model already in Blender because you're like creating it, making it, whatever, or you want to add Vertex Alpha to a fur part or some other part that's already been made. So you would have to get that like through TextTools, the mod and the model for it. So I'm going to show you that way because there can be some, I guess, confusion with it. So let's do that. I'm going to save this as it is. And then go on to Blender side and just import it as usual. Gonna refresh that a little bit. There we go. And import. And there it is. It's gonna look odd. I recommend using Blender 4.0 at max for this because the way that we're gonna make this look okay is we go to the Material tab and onto the Settings tab and change the blend mode to alpha hashed. But this one, I am pretty sure that this alpha hashed and the easy blend mode toggle doesn't exist past Blender 4.0, so I would recommend doing this because I don't know if there's some differences with the blending mode and how the alpha, like the Vertex Alpha, is going to show on the model. So I have only knowledge to 4.0, not past it. I'm sorry. So yeah, let me also do the same thing for the pom-poms. Change it to alpha hashed. There we go. Now we can see it properly. Let's open the mod and its armature. And I don't want to put any alpha stuff on these strings, so I'm going to just hide them for now. And the first thing that we want to do, because we got the mod from TextTools, is going to the Shading tab. And this is very scary, but don't worry, I'm gonna hold your hand through it. What we want to do is actually remove the texture that that your mod has. So I still haven't figured out how to, keep this fur texture and add the alpha, like the Vertex Alpha, like painted on this, and then have it show up properly here. But I know that I can do it by doing a little change here in the Shading tab and removing this texture and just messing around with it so I can actually see what I'm painting properly. So if anyone knows a fix for that, that would be really kind if you could share it, because I am a little bit dumb. But this is what I know so far, and it's going to translate into Final Fantasy. You just won't be seeing the textures here on Blender with my knowledge. So what I'm gonna do here in the shading tab is I'm gonna paint these things here. We're gonna ignore deleting the principled BSDF and material output. Don't touch these, just let them be. But these three buddies here, that and this, they're all selected, and just press delete. Oh, I think I did it for the wrong one. Okay, sorry, I didn't have anything selected. So, let's do that again. Paint all of those buddies and delete them. Same thing for the pom-poms, because they're also fur and we need to do this. Delete those things. They turn solid. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that, at least yet. But, regardless, we press Shift A and search for color attribute. And then click on it. Just put it there, drag the color into base color, drag the alpha onto alpha. And the same thing for the leg warmers part, color attribute, color to base color, alpha to alpha. There we go. That's great. Now that's all we had to do here, nothing else. We go back to layout. And the next thing I want you to do is we're going to actually separate the fur layers. As you can see, this is my base layer, the innermost one here, and these three layers are the fur layers. These need to be separated. So I'm gonna go into edit mode. I'm gonna choose them and just separate them. Press P to separate the selection. And I'm gonna rename them to keep it easy for myself. So fur 1, I'm gonna hide that, then I'm gonna select the next parts, separate it. Fur 2, hide that, and then do the same for the last one. Separate it. Fur 3, and hide it. And the innermost part I don't want to touch because I want it to be opaque. But you can if you want to. I just don't want to. Same thing for the pom-poms. Go into edit mode, select the the outermost part, press P to separate and by selection. Then I'm gonna rename it pom fur 1, hide it. Same thing here. Pom fur 2, hide that, and then the last one. Pom fur 3. And I'm gonna leave the innermost part intact. And for the ease of my eyes and my brain, I'm going to hide the parts that I want to be opaque so it doesn't clutter my brain. I'm gonna make fur 1 for the leg warmers themselves show up for now, because I want to work on them first. And now make sure that we are on this material preview on the viewport shading so we can actually see what's happening. And now, what we want to do is go on to Vertex Paint, and on this drop down here, we are going to choose Erase Alpha. This is the one that does the magic. And because there's going to be multiple layers of fur, I would recommend you gradually decrease the erase amount and the strength of the brush to make it look more gradual and more soft, because the outermost layer is going to be, you know, thinner and softer, and then it gets like more thicker and less see-through. And it's gonna make it look more realistic, better, etc. At least in my opinion, but you can do whatever you want. This is just a recommendation. And now, let's see, the data tab. Yeah, I'm not sure about all of these vertex color attributes, but I probably would recommend that you stay at VC0. Maybe don't mess around with VC1 and VC2. My brain is empty and I don't know what those do. One of them is wind influence, and I think actually, if we go here, yeah, I'm pretty sure VC1 is the wind influence, so don't mess around with this one. Your mesh is going to go all wiggly jello-like if you mess around with this one, so please stay in VC0. Okay. Let's go back into this preview, and now, because I have the 3 layers, I'm gonna make this like, I think 0.8? No, wait, strength. Hold on, I gotta do some maths, quick maths. I think now when I paint this, oh yeah, it erases it like so. I think I'm gonna make this actually, no, yeah, actually, yes. If I add it here, it's gonna like completely erase it. I don't want that. I want the strength to be like 0.8 for the first layer. So almost full, but not really. You can put it to wherever you want, but this is what I want to do. And now if I start painting, you can see that it's not gonna be even, and one part of it is like gonna get weird like that if I start to do it, and it's gonna start gradually erasing and accumulating it to one part. So how do we, like when we're painting it, how do we get through it so that it goes through the entire mesh? Well, let me show you. What I recommend changing is disable front faces only in here, and then in the fall off, I recommend change this from sphere to projected. So apply brush influence in a 2D circle projected from the view. So now when I paint this, you can see cleanly goes through the entire mesh. This is a game changer. This is really good. And it's gonna stay clean, perfectly clean from every angle. So yeah. Also, let me change the hide the bones. It's gonna make it easier for me. And because my mod is fully mirrored and perfectly mirrored, I'm gonna just use this symmetry right here. So x-axis symmetry. So that's the first fur layer. Awesome, that's exactly what we want. We're gonna simply repeat this same step for the palm fur 1 right here in Vertex paint, like so. And now I'm gonna work on fur 2, so the second part, and go back into Vertex paint. And I think for this one I'm going to decrease it a bit more, the strength of it. Maybe around like 0.6 is probably good. Maybe even 0.5. Yeah, let me try that one. Yep, that's a little less. Actually, I'm gonna go 0.6. Yeah, I think that's much better. There we go. And oops. Let me hide that and go to palm fur 2. Back to Vertex paint. Paint that real nice. Same thing for fur 2. I mean 3. This one, I think I'll put it to maybe 0.4. Yeah, that's good enough. That seems pretty nice. It seems you have to re-enable the symmetry tool each time, maybe. Or then I'm dumb, I don't know. Or maybe I just undid things too many times and it reset it. I don't know. Anyway, Pomfret 3. There we go. And now, if I enable all of these to show up, you can see there's this gradual alpha going on. That's exactly what we want. But we right now cannot see it with the textures that we want. And I don't know how to fix that. I am not too knowledgeable about the shading tab and everything that can be done in there. I didn't also Google too extensively with that because I am baby brain. But regardless, let's test it in game, shall we? So what I want to do, I'm going to make all of these show up, and I'm pretty sure that they retain their own original alpha, even if I merge them together with Control J. Yep, they all retain their own personal alpha layers and the strength of it. So I'm gonna just put them back to where they belong. The fur ones for the leg warmers were with the part 0.0, so I'm gonna just press Control J with that, and they all retain that. Very nice. Okay, same thing for the pom-poms. Paint them all like that. I think they were, yeah, part 2.0. So Control J, combine them as well. Make the root show up. All right. Now, just put it into TextTools, select all, export FBX, and just go here. I have my own ffxiv preset, and let's go here. Now, when I'm gonna put it here, the alpha is not going to show up in TextTools. I think the shading for TextTools doesn't like support the Vertex alpha to show up, but don't worry, it's there, the data is there, and Final Fantasy will show it. So don't worry. So load, get the one that we need. I'm just gonna load model. And there we go. And save to ffxiv. Now I'm pretty sure, yeah, it does not show the alpha vertex here, so these all look like, you know, we did nothing to them. Which is fine. Don't worry about that. So now, let's just create a fast mod pack out of all of that. So I'm gonna open that one, and this is on the Crimson Standard Ring. Right. Select item, all files, confirm, final review. Alpha Vertex Honey test. That's a good one. All right. Yeah. And now back in game, and let's see how we did. Disable the old one, and let's have this one on. All right, so we can see that there's some issues, some things that we didn't enable in TextTools, but don't worry, we can fix this. So let's go to Advanced Editing, and here, go to the material where the fur is. Maybe it's this one for me? Yeah, this one seems to be the one. So click Enable Transparency, and there you go. Let's save that one, reload live preview, and there you have it. Alpha Vertex, translated fully into Final Fantasy XIV. You can see how it gradually just becomes more transparent, and you can increase it, you can decrease it, you can add more layers, but do be mindful about polygons because, you know, it's going to increase the polygons, but it's going to make it look prettier. So let's look once more about the first one. This is what it was at the beginning of the video, without any alpha vertex painted onto it. And disable that one, put this one on. Let me actually do it more seamlessly. So, without, with. There's a clear winner here. Let me also make sure that it's working for the pom-poms as well. Oops, that's the wrong one. Here. Let's see, is it this one? No, that's those. Pretty sure it's this one then. Yeah. So enable transparency. Yeah, it's faint, but there it is. You can see it. It seems like there can be some issues when they're layered together on top of each other like this. It doesn't look as good. I'm sure you can probably mess around with it, maybe get a better view for it, better look for it. Probably something here in the materials. But regardless, oh, I didn't save it. Oh, whatever. But it works. I hope that this guide helped you, and I hope you have so much fun creating all these furry things. And I know this was requested, this video, from me a few times, because I actually did have a guide for this on Twitter when I still had Twitter, but I have the tendency to delete Twitter and then come back and delete it and come back. So that post is completely gone now. So I decided to make a little video about it to show you guys how it works, and so that it doesn't disappear completely into thin air. So it's gonna be more permanent on YouTube now. But yeah, do have fun with this. Make some cool creations and enjoy. Thanks for watching.